Greetings programs, welcome back to the Game Grid. You're back with Gaming Magic Mark and it's Baldur's Gate 3, and in this video I wanted to discuss how you can play Baldur's Gate 3 from August the 3rd, which is the PC release date, even if you're a PlayStation 5 user, and even if you don't have a good enough laptop or PC, or you don't even have a gaming PC at all. Okay, how would we go about doing that? And the reason that I'm making this video is because I have seen quite a few times now, I've seen folks so excited about Baldur's Gate 3 coming next week on PC. Some folks are PlayStation 5 users, and they've gone out and bought a laptop or borrowing a laptop in order to play it. Some folks have said they've spent more than $1,000 on a laptop, and more power to them. If they can afford that, that's great, but most of us can't really, can we? And so I want to give you an idea of a way that you could play Baldur's Gate 3 without having to wait, and what is required for that. Now, this method is using Nvidia GeForce Now, which is a cloud gaming service, okay? And it means that you can load up and stream Baldur's Gate 3 from the Nvidia cloud servers to a device that you have. We'll look at what devices are supported in just a minute. We'll also look at what requirements you need from an internet connection point of view. But I wanted to kind of give you my experience. I am not in any way, shape or form affiliated with Nvidia. I don't get a commission for making this video. I'm simply an enthusiast for Baldur's Gate 3, and you've seen, maybe other videos on my channel. I'm excited about it like you are. And I am a PC player. I do have a gaming laptop. It's got an older graphics card, and I wasn't particularly excited about the graphics that I was getting out of it. And so I wanted to play on really nice graphics, and that's what we're doing here. And I don't, like I say, I'm not affiliated. I don't get a commission from them, so I'm simply just an enthusiast, and I really just want to help you to be able to get going from August the 3rd, if that's what you want to do. I don't know why everyone's looking away from me here. Let's get them all looking ahead. Okay, so how are we doing it? So firstly, I'm using Nvidia GeForce Now, okay, which is a membership-based cloud gaming service, okay? And what happens is that through your Nvidia client, that once you've signed up, and you can do that for free, totally for free. You can get Nvidia GeForce Now going for no money down, no credit card, nothing. You just create an account and you download the software to your device and you get going. Okay, the next thing you need to do is just to make sure, firstly, and there's a frequently asked questions page as well, are you in a region that supports Nvidia GeForce Now? You can see it's US, Canada, quite a lot of parts of Europe, okay, Japan, there are some servers as well, and then through alliance partners, Nvidia in certain areas like Australia, South Africa, I believe, and other places, Japan, etc., around the world there. Okay. And so using those alliance partners, then you could also make use of Nvidia GeForce Now if you're in those areas. The other thing you're going to need a decent internet connection, and we can see there GeForce Now requires at least 15 megabits per second for 720p at 60 frames per second. A lot of it also is dependent on, what's the latency to the nearest server, so to this point of presence, this cloud data center near you. Okay, so if you're in, for example, one of these alliance partners, how far away is that? And you might just want to check with the alliance partner, are they in an area that actually does provide a service that's of a reasonable latency or delay so that you can play the game. Now, because Baldur's Gate 3 is not a game where I think latency is super crucial. Are you going to get shot by someone, sniped by someone, upon stepping out onto the battlefield? That this is a largely turn-based game where combat is concerned, and so an amount of latency is okay. It actually is going to be fine. Now, in order to get this going as well, the outlay that you're going to need to make, and as we said, if we just take a look at the cost of it. Let's just go to there. You can get started with the free tier. The free tier is going to be $0 per month. You are going to have to queue to get into the gaming servers, and there is a 1-hour session length. and that means that you play for an hour, it will kick you off. You can then queue up again and get back in. So queuing normally takes between say 1 and 10 minutes on average. I think it will depend very much on how busy their servers are. I did elect to go for the priority tier. That gives me RTX 3060, gives me 6 hour session length, and up to 1080p resolution, which is fine for me. And they have a 6 month agreement where you'd actually save some money. There is an ultimate tier. I don't necessarily think that that's necessary unless you want to play in the ultimate settings there. That's £17.99 a month. Obviously, wherever you are and the alliance partner that you're working with might have different pricing, so keep that in mind. Your system requirements and the platforms that actually do support Nvidia GeForce Now. We can see Mac OS from 10.11 or higher, uh, and iOS, so iPhone, iPad with iOS 14.3 or later, and a gamepad. Okay, in that sense, you're going to be running the game via the controllers. And we have seen on Panel from Hell that the controllers were being used for the demonstration sometimes. So it is actually very, pleasant to be able to run it with an Xbox game controller or Sony PS5 controller, for example. And then there's older Windows PCs, maybe Windows PCs that don't have great graphics cards. As long as you've got one of those and a decent internet connection, you'll be fine. Chrome OS, so potentially Chromebooks with 4 gig of RAM or more. Nvidia Shield, and even Android and smart TVs and Android devices themselves, like phones and tablets with 1 gig of memory or higher. And basically what that means is that there's probably a device in your home that could run NVIDIA GeForce Now. You could test it out. You could go and you could take your Android tablet, go ahead, and just join on the free tier, download the device. I did this on my phone actually, my Samsung Galaxy S10 phone. Log in. There are free games to play, so you could try it out and see what the service is like without paying any money at all, other than having your device. And then if you like it, the next thing you're going to need, and if it works for you, the next thing you're going to need for your to play Baldur's Gate 3 is obviously going to be a Steam account, okay? Obviously, I think there's maybe other services that support that, but certainly NVIDIA GeForce Now does work with Steam, and so you'd need a free Steam account, and then you'd need to buy the PC version of Baldur's Gate 3 for your Steam account. And then what you do in NVIDIA GeForce Now is you link your Steam account into that, and then what that does is it allows you to start Baldur's Gate 3 on the NVIDIA GeForce Now servers, but with your digital rights managed copy of Baldur's Gate 3. Okay. And like I say, I'm getting a better service. I do have very good internet where I am, so I'm happy with that. My device, I've actually, like I said, I've got it working on a phone. I've got an older Microsoft Surface Pro tablet, which should not be able to run this game virtually at all, even on low settings. I've managed to do it on that. I've managed to do it on my gaming laptop, which I'm recording this video on now, and it works. And so I hope you find some value from what I'm saying here. Like I say, I'm an enthusiast. I'm not, getting any help, any assistance or monetary remuneration from Nvidia. I've got nothing to do with them. If they were bad, I would say they were bad. But I've actually enjoyed the service up to now. I am a paying customer myself. I'm on that priority tier, £8.99 a month, and I find that I'm able to run Baldur's Gate 3 at the kind of settings that I want to run it at, and I'm excited to play that. So it just means that, like I said before, if you're on some other kind of device and you want to be able to play Baldur's Gate 3 from August the 3rd, like any other PC player will be able to do, then this is a method you could use. Maybe I've given you an idea on how to play the game on August the 3rd, not have to wait till September 6th if you're a PlayStation user, or indefinitely for other versions to come out like iPad and MacBook and whatever. I hope that's been useful for you, give you a few ideas, and thanks so much as always for watching, and we'll see you next time.